in a rematch from the past Super Bowl. We got Chiefs, we got 49ers. I mean, this game has been circled on the schedule for a while for both these teams. You know it since that Super Bowl. I mean, I can't. The Chiefs have not looked impressive. They've not been able to get Travis Kelce involved in that offense. Isaiah Pacheco is still injured. There's still questions there. But then again, they have Patrick Mahomes. They've got number 15 and still have Andy Reid calling plays. And until they don't, I'm going to have to pick them, even in a game against the 49ers, who have their own questions. Give me the Chiefs.
I like the Chiefs as well.
What do you think, Mike?
They're 5-0 in one score matchups this year. I mean, they've beaten Baltimore, they've beaten Cincy, and they've beaten the Falcons, Chargers, and the Saints. I think this is their toughest test of the year so far. Um, I think the offense is figuring it out kind of on the fly. It's been interesting to see how I think Travis Kelce has gotten. I mean, I hate to say gotten better, but he has gotten more acclimated into this offense throughout the course of the year. Um, I think Rashee Rice obviously is going to be a glaring mark on them. I think they were trying to be one of the teams in contention to get Amari Cooper. But we've seen Juju Smith-Schuster step up in the interim for that as well to to be able to provide a spark for them. Pretty much anybody you can get out there, creating a little bit of separation. Patrick Mahomes is going to help find you the ball. With this one, I lean under just because I think the Kansas City Chiefs defense is their best unit that they have at this point. 47 seems a little high to me. That could also just be 25-22. So I think it's a very good line. I lean the Chiefs in this one, especially if they're going to be getting 1.5 points. But it really could go either way. Curious to see how Brock Purdy is going to respond against what I think is probably one of the better Chiefs defense that they've had in the past couple of years.
Yeah, and to your point, I think I lean the Chiefs as well, just for probably two specific stats. Patrick Mahomes is an underdog. I think everybody knows that. He's against the spread an absolute dog as an underdog. And also take a look at Andy. We mentioned Sean McVay being great coming out of a bye. Andy Reid, another one of those coaches who's outstanding coming off of a bye. He's in the 60s. I think he's 65% against the spread coming off of a bye. And that's got a large sample size. He knows how to game plan coming off of a long layoff. And look, when you're dealing with injuries on offense like the Kansas City Chiefs were, there's no better time than to use the bye week to find out different ways to expand your offense and get the most out of the guys that you do have. And I trust Andy Reid in that respect with extra time to come in with a good game plan. From the 49er perspective, look, I feel like they're a team that they're 3-3. They probably should be 4-2 just because they've blown leads and they almost did it again against Seattle on Thursday night. They're coming off of a mini bye, so I guess from that perspective, you could see like the rest advantage is kind of null for either team. But I just trust Andy Reid, I think, in this spot a little bit more than I trust the 49ers. I don't think the 49ers are the same level of team they have been in years past. They're still very good. Also worth mentioning, I think Fred Warner is banged up. No, somebody might need to check me on that. I think he's hurt.
He should be good to go this week.
He should be good to go? Okay. If he's good to go, then that's big for the 49ers. I know that their back end of their secondary was banged up. Yeah. I believe that I don't know if they're getting all those guys back either. That's something to watch for as well. And Mike, you mentioned that total being really high. I think injuries on that side of the ball for the 49ers might have something to do with that.
They're starting a lot of rookies. They're starting a lot of rookies on defense at this point.
Yeah, and I think if anybody can expose that, it's probably Andy Reid. This is a legacy game for Brock Purdy. Can he win a shootout against Andy Reid and Mahomes? I don't know. I would like to rather have Mahomes and Andy Reid in that sort of scenario if it's going to be a shootout. But curious to see how Brock Purdy plays against, like you said, Mike. I think Kansas City's defense. It's early in the year. I think they turn it up when it gets to be later in the year. But in a game like this where it's going to be a lot of eyes on it, they'll probably bring their best stuff. I think it's max motivation for both teams. And where I see the game script going, I can only lean Kansas City.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you guys. The couple of things, the secondary, big question marks in the secondary. We don't know if Ward or Hufanga will play. They missed the last game. Hufanga's replacement, Malik Mustafa, he was a rookie. He played extremely well versus Seattle. He got banged up too. He hurt his ankle, got knocked out of that game. So I think without those guys in the secondary, I'm going to have to take the Chiefs. And then another big thing is if this is going to be a close game, if it comes down to the kickers, San Francisco's already without their starter, Jake Moody. And then their other kicker, Matthew Wright, he got banged up in the Seattle game trying to make a tackle. He hurt his shoulder. I usually take Kansas City's kicker over any other team's kicker in the kicking game. So I think if it comes down to a field goal or two, give me Kansas City for sure.
Yeah, that's a great call, Christian. I think we got to take a moment to figure out what the hell is going on with the 49ers special teams.
Right.
Last week against Seattle, they gave up a kick return for a touchdown. And then again, they get a kicker hurt again by almost giving him another touchdown. It's the second time a kicker was making a tackle and got injured on kickoff. Jake Moody, the first one, and Matthew Wright, the second. So that hopefully with the extended layoff of 10 days, they're able to clean that up. Because, I don't know what's going on with their special teams, but a definite clear advantage there for Kansas City on special teams as well.
Jordan Mason, I don't know either. We don't know if Jordan Mason will be good. He had that AC joint injury as well.
Still questionable heading into this one.